What's good, y'all? Hope everybody's living well and staying blessed. It's your boy, Markus B. As always, I'm joined by Mr. Evan Simmons and new guy, Chris. This is episode 119 of Holla Me with yours truly. And today, me and the boys sit down and talk about a lot of nonsense. I'll be honest with you guys. Turns out these two dudes are just incapable of talking to people in public and refuse to have any conversations or banter with anybody that they meet unless you're already friends. So I don't really know how they make friends because they don't like people. I don't have a car at the time. Hopefully by the time this comes out, I do have a car, and also I got a dog. Other than that, man, like I said, it's just a whole lot of nonsense. So it felt like this episode is just full of giggles, so I hope you guys enjoy it as much as we did. If you do, make sure you like, follow, share, and subscribe as much as possible. We're still not up to the 250 subscribers on YouTube, so help us out if you can. If you haven't already subscribed, if you need any workout gear, supplements, or anything like that, hit me up. I'm writing workout plans, by the way. But also, if you need any supplements or anything like that, go to redcon1.com, use promo code T20MarkusB before checkout. Get an extra 20% off and help the podcast out. Hope you guys enjoy the episode.
It's the only Porsche I know that's. I thought you were gonna say that's like reasonable or something like that. I don't know. What Porsche are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about the electric Porsche. Can you please look that up?
The electric Porsche?
Yeah.
I'm sure all their stores electric now.
I don't give a damn about anything else. There's only one new car that I would buy.
Yeah.
The Porsche Taycan?
Not the Taycan.
Just go to like the Porsche website. Just look at like the models on the.
I hope it's not the Taycan. I could have sworn that it was one of their. They had made one of their roadsters.
It's not
an electric vehicle.
There's the Taycan range indicator, Panamera, Cayenne. That's all I'm seeing.
That's it. Maybe it is the Cayenne that I'm thinking of. Either way,
It's
a different tow company.
Nope.
Just texted me.
hard pass.
Ick.
Oh, that one's actually pretty nice. Yeah. I thought there was a roadster. I thought there was a two-door.
I've never been like a super fan of Porsches.
How dare you? I think kind of like that one.
It looks like a pearl.
What's that? What's that?
That's a Taycan.
That's a Taycan? Yeah.
It looks like a pearl.
Yeah.
I like the color.
Like in a
That's
bad
actually
way.
How dare you?
But yeah.
Actually, if I'm getting a new car, it's a GT2 RS. Can I ever afford that? Hopefully. Put that on my Oprah, what is that, vision board.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I need to put a M6, a BMW M6 on my vision.
M3, baby. You're just a couple models off every time.
M3?
Yeah.
No.
Excuse me, M4.
Is it M4?
No, you want an M6. I know what you want.
Right.
I want an M4.
Okay. Yeah, can you look up a M4 versus a M6?
I like all the BMWs. I want one.
Beamers are beautiful. A few cars are better. But a 2000... No, not the new one. I hate most of the new Beamers. But like a 2000... I'm forgetting all my years. So like a 96 M4? It's whatever car...
Any car from the 90s I do not like.
Except for Beamers. Beamers where it's at. We were just listening to him. Odd Future.
Yeah.
What's his name? Tyler.
Tyler, the Creator? Yeah.
Yeah. Him and I think it was Cuddy just bought. Then like that's the Beamer that you're supposed to have. Can you just look that up?
See, the M4 is the
Tyler created a new car.
the problem
New
with
BMW.
I've started like noticing this is that you kind of start to see the faces. Oh no, not say. I started to see like the faces in the what's it, the grill.
Your Wi-Fi
Like-
being slow, so it might take a minute.
Huh?
Your Wi-Fi's a little slow, so it might take a minute. It's acting slow right now.
That's frustrating.
Yes, yeah, essentially like, and if the faces look bad to me, I don't want the car.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like it's a weird aesthetic thing that I'm like, no, it's wrong.
You realize you're driving a CX-5, right?
Yes, and I love it.
It looks like a whale.
Shut up. I like my whale. Yeah,
That's
no,
fine. You
it's,
can like your whale. Just know that
it's
goofy.
great. It's great. It's a whale or like a closed hand.
And that's what you want. That's what you want your car to look like.
Not necessarily. It's the best. It's the best looking of the mid-sized SUVs.
That's fair.
There's no best.
They all look like trash.
You're not. Are you on?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they all look bad.
Yeah. Mid-size SUVs are trash cars.
Yeah, they.
Crossovers, trash cars.
That's all I-
Sedans,
That's all I drive right now.
most of them, trash.
Trash.
The only thing that they're still keeping okay with is SUVs. Like the Denali still looks good.
I don't know what that looks like right now.
Well, just all the SUVs are super wide body now.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know the Chevy Suburbans and Tahoes?
Yeah.
It's that, but GMC.
Okay.
Those are nice. And then Kia just they started one.
Kia's been putting out some nice cars.
Oh,
recently.
I hate those
Telluride?
Kias. I hate the Kias.
You hate Kias?
Sorry, it's mostly the
The Souls.
You're literally just basing it off the Soul, aren't you?
No, I'm
Or their new logo.
their new logo.
is trash.
I thought it was pretty cool.
Somebody got paid way too much money for not good work.
Yeah, no, that new logo is so bad. I don't know why they.
Because they went for the symmetry thing, but it's not symmetrical,
No.
Oh, yeah.
and that's what makes me angry.
Well, no, the problem I have with it is that it looks like they're trying to do like like this letter blends into this letter. And
Yeah.
but it's like it doesn't work.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Symmetry. They're trying to go like it's
Symmetry.
Like-
That's not what symmetry means.
it could the back in the day when the Civic, the commercial,
They
and
flip
they
they
flip
put
the
the C, yeah.
and then they press it down, and then you get that Honda H.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what they're trying to go for, but Kia's only 3 letters.
And it's all like italicized and stuff. It's yeah.
Seeing a logo italicized on a car. No.
It's not,
Again, unless it's a Porsche.
or a Hyundai Tucson.
No, I don't like it on that.
those are italicized. But yeah, I just can't with that logo. That logo's ugly. So
What I don't understand is people who buy like the mid SUV Porsches.
It's 'cause they wanted the Porsche and
Yeah,
they had a family.
like the Cayenne.
Yeah.
but it looks the same as like a Honda car.
Yeah, but it's a Porsche.
Yeah.
Like ask my mother.
Or even worse is the
She really wants a Porsche Cayenne.
or the Lamborghini sedan.
Yeah.
Oh,
Excuse me, not sedan. Lamborghini
It's the
crossover.
why?
It's not good. Dude.
Why would you even do that?
So bad. It looks so bad.
Does it have a good engine?
Well, yeah, it's a Lamborghini engine. Come on now.
But why would you get a? Don't. That's like the. So we were picking up his car, and I heard this. We rolled down the windows a little bit, and I heard this big car coming by. Thought it was a tow truck, super big. And then at the light, we were like still waiting for the tow truck to come up. This little like, it was like a little like.
it was a Corolla.
Yeah, a little Toyota Corolla revs up, pulls up. I was just like,
It doesn't even sound like an upgrade. It just sounds like he cut the pipes off.
I was like,
What are we doing here, dude?
like,
I hate when people do that. 'cause
Why
it's
do
like if
you-
you're gonna make me turn my head, make it something good.
Make it look
Yeah.
at least be of like it doesn't need to be like top tier, but at least have a decent car.
Yeah.
The sad thing is they make. I guess that maybe it's always been a thing. Has this always been a thing of tailpipe, like, I guess they're like loudeners or something like that.
Yeah.
But they like
Straight pipes.
no, but it's like a little thing you add onto it
Oh,
and it makes it
whistlers.
loud. Yeah, whistlers. Yeah,
Those people have a special place in hell.
yeah, they're a big thing on TikTok, right?
Special place in hell.
Like I just
Those
can't-
were supposed to die in 2004.
they're back.
I hate this generation.
I'm like I don't think you understand what having a loud car means. Like.
Just obnoxious. It's so obnoxious.
Like everyone saw like Fast and Furious. They saw Dom's like Chevy Blazer or whatever he
Chevy
had.
Blazer.
Not a
first.
Chevy Blazer,
How
a Chevy,
dare you?
a Dodge Charger.
There you
He
go.
had a Dodge Charger, yeah.
Yeah, but see, the
I
thing is,
knew it was
he
a
didn't start,
car.
He didn't start with Fast and Furious 1. His generation started with like Fast 5.
I haven't seen any of them, so.
Of course you haven't, Chris. Like,
But I was gonna say,
I've only
I
seen
saw-
one. I've only seen 1.5 of those movies. I know the entire storyline, but I've never seen.
I stopped after 4.
I refuse. No, I saw like 3 of them at one point. Yeah, because some of my friends in high school, we like binged. This is when like Fast like 6 came out or something like that.
Yeah.
We were like, let's binge. We made it through like the first like 4 or 5. We were just like, we're done.
So that's a rough binge.
Yeah, I might have been when Fast like 7 came out.
I saw his TikTok of like a car meet, and it's like just a bunch of dudes just like revving their engines out and stuff. And there's, I guess the thing was like I don't understand this craze or fanatic of having loud cars and stuff. And there's so many comments of just people like, you just don't understand, like it's just a car thing and this and that. And like I get it, but at the same time it's like the way that they were like trying to defend themselves and try and like downplay other people for not getting
Yeah.
it made them seem
Well, they're dumb.
yeah.
If you're just putting on a muffler kit or just putting straight pipes, or even worse, you're just putting a whistler on your muffler, yeah, you're a trash person, and you probably got all your car upgrades from AutoZone.
Because you're purely doing it for like attention at that
Yeah.
point. It's not for speed or for
Cars are allowed because there's 900 horsepower in them.
right. They're fast.
I want the Dodge Durango with the Hellcat that's pushing 1,100 horsepower.
There you go.
No mom car is supposed to have that, but they did it. But
They
I
did it.
want it.
I'm gonna put a whistler on
They
my,
did it
on
in
my
a truck
CX-5.
too.
They
I
did it
want
on
that
the truck too. They did it on their minivan as well.
Yeah.
God.
Their last hurrah, because Dodge. I don't think they're making any. They're only making like 2 cars now.
Dodge?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So they like discontinued the Durango.
Yeah.
They discontinued everything except for like. They got. I can't remember which one they kept. But they kept only the Charger or the Challenger, and then
Probably
Like
the,
the Dart.
Challenger. I think
I think the Dart, because the Dart's going electric.
yeah.
Yeah. It was funny because during the whole craze, like a couple of years ago, and everybody's saying like, oh, we're going to do electric. Oh, we're going to do electric. Dodge just like,
we're doing.
we're going to put a Hellcat motor and a minivan.
Yeah.
So
I
unnecessary.
still want that because that would be fantastic.
Do you really want to pull up in a minivan? Like,
Yes.
do you
You know how
want to?
disrespectful it would be to be able to dust 90% of cars in a minivan?
Picture this.
What you got to do too is you got to take all the like the logos off for it being the XRT
Hellcat, yeah.
or the XR
Yeah.
the Hellcat, and put like the base model minivan stuff on there. So when you pull up to somebody, nobody thinks about it.
Put baby on board.
Just imagine pulling a sliding door on that loud of a car. You know how like insulting that is to anyone around you.
That's what. If I can get a lease on a car, I'm leasing that. I'm
oh
not
my
gonna lease
God.
anything else.
Please don't do that.
I'm gonna lease the Dodge Hellcat minivan.
This reminds me of a YouTuber I've started watching. I've seen him on TikTok. It's like Vlog Creations, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
His dream car was a minivan. He bought a Dodge minivan and made a cutout of a giant Mercedes logo about this big. as a hood ornament. Just stuck it on.
That makes me angry.
He did a video though where he filled an entire car's gas tank up with SpaghettiOs and then took it to a mechanic. He filled an entire computer up with beans and then called a repairman to come look at it.
That brand of comedy is very weird to me.
He put a motor in a Tesla and then took it to an oil change.
That's funny.
The dude was like, "No, you don't need an oil change for this car." And he was like, "Well, the dude I bought it from said I gotta go take it." And he acts dumb during all of it, like he has no idea what's going on.
You don't need an oil change for Teslas?
No, it's electric.
I thought no, sorry. Okay, no, don't look at me like I'm an idiot. No, no, I thought the oil did more than just the engine.
No.
Oh, okay. Things move like in the car. Like I know I guess it's just for the pistons, like just to go up and down, just to move around. That's it.
Yeah, it's for the engine. And is there an engine in a Tesla? Oh my God.
No. I'm gonna go with no. Not a piston engine. No. There's
no engine.
It's a motor.
It's a motor. Yeah.
It's a battery.
Well, that's what charges or powers the motor.
There's a little bit more science to it, but it's
like
it's really strange.
That's what an engine is. Like it's something that powers it.
No. It's a motor. Motors and engines are not the same. Square is not a rectangle. Rectangle's square. Whatever that thing is.
You don't know how that sentence works. Look who's the idiot now.
Hey, still you. You did.
I'm only dumb because of lack of knowledge. I'm not dumb because of confidence. There's a difference.
Well, I'm dumb because of brain damage.
That's why electric cars are so fast, though. Because there's no transmission, no engine. Wow. As soon as the motor kicks on, it's going the speed that it's max speed.
You need to go 60. We can go 60 now.
Yeah, that's why the Tesla Roadster is 1.8. 0 to 60.
Okay.
Claimed to be.
Claimed.
It's not production yet. So.
Not production, but I mean, if they got one car to do it, I mean that's
Which apparently, I wonder what they're gonna do about the truck too, because that was supposed to come out like this year, I think originally, and now it's delayed.
I think
I heard something they were saying like it's probably never gonna come out. It's probably just a marketing scheme.
Well, because the design was so bad, everyone.
No,
that's
a lot of people loved it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Because of its uniqueness.
I hated it.
I didn't like it.
But a lot of people did love it because of kind of how goofy it looked.
By the time it does come out, there's going to be so many people ahead of it already. Like Chevy, Ford.
Right.
I don't think
Dodge
man.
make.
I don't think they're going to be ahead of it. I mean,
there's a lot of people already making electric
trucks.
They're
making electric trucks?
They're making...
Are they making hybrids or are they making...
No, they're making full-on electric trucks. Ford,
and that's what I'm saying.
Ford has Lightning, and then Chevy just came out with their new one.
That's why, like, Dodge is getting rid of a lot of their cars just so that way they can do just electric.
I mean, it's how it's going right now.
And apparently Ford is actually splitting into two different companies. It's going to be like Ford Blue and then Ford...
Green.
It's like Ford EV or something. One's going to be all electric. One's going to be... They're still making gas cars. So.
Yeah, but they're only making the Mustang and the...
Oh, no, the Mustang's electric, too.
The F-150?
F-150, yeah.
The
I think they're going to keep the Mustang proper.
Oh, I know Chevy's discontinuing the Camaro because they don't want it to go electric.
Oh, is that why they do that? Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Now companies are doing that.
That's basically what it's coming down to. It's like you either make it electric or you don't make it.
Wow.
The only reason why Ford F-150 is going to stick around is because that's the number one most sellingest car. Like,
wow.
For the past 10 years or something ridiculous like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like pushing
and that's why, like,
numbers.
When I talk to a lot of people, they say, like, oh, electric cars still got like a long time. I'm like,
Not
no,
really,
like it's been an
Yeah.
exponential, like
Yeah.
it's about to hit hard. Like I think a lot of gas stations are about to start having the electric chargers.
I think
and
when
things
that
like
becomes like borderline standard to have a electric
Once you start seeing
pump.
the
once it's like 25% of
I was
people have it.
I was gonna
think.
say the station on the end flips to electric. Like
Yeah.
can't
Well,
wait.
It won't be a full switch until like all of it's gone, but like
And
you know,
until we suck up all the dinosaurs.
I need more. Need more power.
people like, oh, it's mainly the guys I've talked to at work. They say like, oh, well, the charging is like terrible, whatever. Which yes, like when Tesla first came out, it took like the whole night to fully
Yeah.
charge it. But now, you can charge like 50% in 30 minutes as long
Yeah.
as you have a fast charger.
Yeah, you get the super.
And eventually, I'm sure the technology get good enough where you can charge it full in 5 minutes.
bloop bloop.
So
Imagine like getting gas and you like fully charge your car. Like
Yeah.
I mean, it's like getting gas to that. You just,
Well, it also the technology in the Tesla is if you program a road trip, it programs all the stops that you need to make.
yeah. That's well, how does it tell you if it's like, hey, you can't make this trip?
I mean, it like gives you a warning, but you can ignore it. I saw some.
Nice.
I do not want to
I
ignore
saw
it.
Marcus Brownlee. He did it's like a race. They started. It was like a 1,000-mile road trip. It wasn't a race, but it was just to see what car would finish it the fastest.
Yeah.
So they did. I don't remember what cars it was exactly, but it was a gas car, a Tesla, and then the new Mustang. And of course, the gas car finished first. So that the Tesla was like 2 hours behind, and then the Mustang ended up being 16 hours behind. That's because the first stops they made to charge that the car told them to go to, none of the chargers worked. So they had to like go off course to find a charger and then come back. And
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean that's 16 hours.
That's one thing is that there has to be a working charger.
Yeah.
Like, and that's technology can break down. Gas doesn't really break down that like.
Not anymore.
It's pretty not foolproof, not fail-proof, foolproof.
Now again,
Gas,
now.
though.
I mean, been doing electric cars for
quite a while now.
proper electric.
2010.
Still less than 10 years.
Oh,
Because
when did the Prius come out?
well, Prius was a hybrid.
Oh, really? Oh,
Another thing I saw too is I saw people laughing at was this dude had a generator charging his Tesla, which like you think at first it's like, oh well, he's still putting emissions in, but it only takes 1 gallon of gas to charge the car to full,
Yeah.
rather than taking 40 gallon or however much your car takes to get another.
right.
So
That's
Yeah, the efficiency of electric to me is one thing that we all have to do it. And like,
I'm not doing
otherwise, it won't make any sense.
not doing it.
Because if half of us do it, then it's like,
It's not gonna happen. I'm telling you right now.
yeah, it's not gonna happen for a long while.
why am I-
I love cars too much.
I'm picturing like a depressed Markus, just like when he's like 57, just
Press start.
plug.
I'm going. Yeah, I'm.
But then you could program your car to make whatever noise you want it to.
Yeah, I don't give a damn. I can't put a turbo in a Tesla, and sure, I don't need to, but
Yeah,
it'd be a lot cooler if I could. I don't need an iPad on my.
you know what the fire thing?
No,
Could make a fire
I don't
go.
want that.
Put it in dog mode for Charlie.
Charlie's good, bro. She's
Oh yeah, we haven't mentioned this on the show. Mark's got a dog.
Yeah, we did.
Not
We
out-
didn't talk about it, but
we didn't talk
mentioned
about
Oh
it.
yeah, I have a dog now. Shout out Charlie. She's still a puppy, and so naturally she's still trash.
Puppies are the worst.
Yeah.
No offense to my parents' puppy, but that thing is the worst. I had to deal with it for it was a day and a half by myself. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's a 2-hour cycle of feed me, let's play, I hate you. I'm gonna sleep. What?
That's pretty accurate.
I told him at the end, I was like, just so you know, you're not gonna have grandchildren for like a while. If this is what it's even close to like.
Definitely had that same thought.
Well, I told one of the teachers about this, and they were like, yeah, I bet you don't want to have kids now, too. I was like, yep.
Sure don't.
Don't. No, not for a while. Not for like, sure, I'll love it, but like,
It'd be a lot cooler if I didn't have to.
yeah, I was like, I like to abandon things for several hours.
Yeah, no, I messed up last night. Just not paying attention to the weather.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, and I'd put Charlie outside, and I was going to go to the movies. Literally, as soon as I sat down for the movie.
She's soaked.
Yeah, sat down for the movies. Duran texted me. He was like, you boys stay safe. He texted me and Brent.
Dude, did you not hear about any of it?
Nah.
What's that like?
I got the tornado warning, and I was like, oh, cool, and I started looking out my window.
See, I was like making burgers the whole time. Like other people were like hunkered in like their bathrooms and stuff like that. I was just like, I'm gonna keep cooking.
Oh, I drove in it and it was awful.
Dude, I would not driving in that. I mean, you
Honestly,
had to.
wouldn't be surprised if that's what
Killed
killed my
it.
car. Yeah.
Yeah, the amount of water in there is probably.
I don't think that directly has
much.
anything to do with the clutch, but I mean, I don't know.
I mean, you could have flooded the.
I wouldn't be surprised if I take the transmission off tomorrow and there's a plethora
A
of
whole
water.
sea.
Yeah. But yeah, the movie was just about to start. Looked at my phone, saw that text, and then I kind of poked my head out and looked outside. And it's raining sideways.
How many people were there?
Outside. At the theater, nobody. So I was super excited.
You didn't take that as like a warning sign.
It was a Monday afternoon. I was like, nah, not too many people.
It's Batman though.
Yeah, not too many people going to the movies on Monday. I don't know. Some people still believe in COVID.
No. Did you go to a Spider-Man? I think it was packed.
Nah, you're right. Yeah. But it sucked driving in that, and then
Yeah, that'd be.
yeah, Charlie was soaked, and she was sad, scared girl naturally.
Yeah, I had the window open. I was still cooking. People were texting me like, "You okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm chilling. Like I'm doing fine. I'm just making Hello Fresh. That's what I'm doing." Oh, I didn't press it on the other side. That's what I did. I gotta figure out how to make burgers.
It's honestly the skill.
I'm thinking thinner burgers are the key, not thicker burgers. Because the Hello Fresh, they give you like a half pound for like 2 patties. That's like thick quarter-pound small bun, but like it was like a lot. I don't know.
Did y'all see the videos of the tornadoes that actually hit?
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was that bad. Like, I got the
it
thing, and I was
really
like, oh,
was
that's
bad.
new.
Yeah. One of my kids' moms texted me and the lot right across the street, just like a tornado. It was like,
Oh, really?
Yeah, just chilling, going. It wasn't a crazy big tornado, but it was like a very clear. Like those are the clouds, that's the earth, and there's a line straight up and down, and it is moving sideways.
See, that's I wasn't aware that it was getting that bad.
Yeah,
I heard that a tornado touched down, like in a nearby town, but I didn't hear that it was like.
Yeah, dude. Round Rock got bodied, and then Elgin got even worse. Got the homegirl, the guard director, the new one. Her next door neighbors, like her family's neighbor's house, is gone.
Damn.
Oh damn! I didn't realize that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, tornadoes like you know something's bad is gonna happen, but this was just fortunate. I didn't realize that thing was gonna get that bad.
Yeah. I saw a Snapchat of my freshman year. She was a senior in band. And I guess they're down in Austin. And she was like, my neighbor's house. And the entire second story is gone.
I was kind of worried, like, because like third floor of an apartment, like
Not a good place to be.
I was texting the girlfriend. I was just like, we're both on the third floor. Like we were just like, yeah. She was in her apartment, like sitting with her cat, like in like the in her tub. I was just like, yeah. If we get hit by it, there's no. You just, what do you do?
I always thought about that, like, because if the building was to collapse, wouldn't you want to be on the third floor? Like, then you only have the roof. If you're on the bottom, and then you got all 3 floors.
I mean, I don't want a roof to come down on me.
It depends on which dice you're rolling, you know.
Because you could either blow the whole
if
thing
it
off.
rips the top off and you go flying,
With it.
then you're flying 3 stories, or if it just
Because I'm dead after that.
completely demolishes the building, then you know you're still falling 3 stories, but yeah, you only got 1 story falling on you.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's rough either way.
Yeah.
Nature do be scary.
I mean, I definitely, like, I texted her, was like, what do we do? Like, I've never felt more just like, how do I survive this? I mean, great. The next time, like, I think, like, nuclear disaster will be the next time I'll just be like, what do you do? Like, what do you just wait?
You
like,
get a pack of cigarettes and
I don't even smoke.
you get a pack of cigarettes. Man. Like, that's
Just be like, what? God, I couldn't imagine, like, something, like, apocalyptic happening and just being like, I guess I'm gonna
Die.
you're gonna die.
imagine it's like an hour away. You can't get to anyone. Like, there's no, like, getting to, like, family or getting to friends or whatever. You're just like, well,
Yeah, I'm
just
gonna go buy a pack of cigarettes and sit on the hood of my car.
I mean, I would like to do like a don't look up thing where you have like a meal with just some friends. You just have a meal. Just gonna eat.
I'm grabbing the bottle of whiskey off my shelf.
Yeah, like
I'm going down to the corner store, get a bag of Cheetos or something like some trash.
just whiskey.
Pack of cigarettes. Never smoked in my life,
Whiskey and cheese.
but I'm gonna eat a couple Cheetos, the jalapeno and cheddar.
Jalapeno.
Oh, yeah.
Chug down some water. I'll even pay for it just out of like formalities.
You're gonna go out with spice?
Yeah, bro.
Why would you go out with spice? It's not even worth it.
Because it's spice.
Yeah, man.
Spice of life.
What are the Cheetos? Well, like, oh, not what are the Cheetos? What are the
Cheeto
Cheetos
puffs.
You'd want puffs?
Puffs, man.
Nah, you're bugging.
Puffs.
Get stuck to the roof of your mouth.
I like
Best.
food that bites me back.
That was.
I know that's a logo for somebody, but I didn't like how you said it. What is that logo for? Oh, no, I'm thinking goldfish.
Slogan. Yeah, smiles
Stack
back.
that smiles back. Goldfish.
It's just sharks. Oh, business idea. We make shark goldfish that are spicy. They bite you back.
Well, they wouldn't be called goldfish there, bucko.
I know they wouldn't be. We had to call them
Spicy sharks.
Sharkfish.
spicy sharks.
Spicy boys.
Spicy boys.
You know how much that would probably actually like hit if we named it Spicy Boys?
Spicy boys.
I mean, yeah, you
Just for
name
the meme
anything.
formality of it.
You name anything a meme title, and people are like, "This is the greatest." Like, I will
Greatest
buy
things
9
since
million
sliced bread.
packs. What are we gonna change that? Greatest thing since sliced bread. What are we gonna change that?
I don't know, man.
We got-
When the queen dies because she was alive before sliced bread.
We gotta be. I mean, so was Betty White, but like we saw how that
Yeah,
happened.
but she died. She's
And
the
then-
last one.
Queen's
Queen's last one.
Queen's the last.
Queen's the last celebrity.
She's
that
at the
we know
last
about.
one.
She's
Yeah,
up there.
she's up there. Could you imagine they had to like slice bread to make sandwiches?
Yeah. That just before sliced bread, they're just ripping that bad boy in half.
Oof. Just take out a knife every time you want a sandwich.
She was alive before Band-Aids. Do you know that?
Timelines for things are really strange.
Well, yeah, that like
I'm gonna look it up.
like Anne Frank and MLK are like the same age, or they would have been the same age.
I didn't know that one.
Yeah.
Don't like that.
Same with who else is it? Betty White? I think they would all have been the same age.
Really.
Yeah,
I know that Cleopatra is closer to the invention of the iPhone than she is to the building of the pyramids.
Right.
Which just doesn't.
That's too far.
What?
That's too far. Yeah, because she was, she 80? I'm sitting here acting like I know the years of Egyptian empires.
Yeah.
I don't. I wish I could.
If only.
I need to get back on my, like, just knowing random stuff kick.
Yeah, you've been pretty.
I've been lax on it.
Yeah, lackluster on your Jeopardy knowledge.
I just haven't been playing as much. I don't have a reason to play. I'm just like,
But I mean, you've been doing trivia with the white folks every Wednesday, right?
Yeah, and I've realized I'm getting, like, stupider. Like, on that,
Really?
not stupider. There's more topics that come up, especially recently, where they're doing less, like, just, like, random, like, the knowledge I'm really good at is, like, random, like, science or, like, I mean, like, school stuff. But, like, if it's like, hey, name this musical from the 1920s, or, hey, like, who is this British monarch? I'm like, I don't know. Like, that's not, I don't care.
So I don't think you're getting stupider. I think you're just realizing that you are not as smart as you thought.
Yeah.
She was alive before DNA was discovered.
Makes sense. The 27?
She was born in 26. DNA is discovered in 1952.
52?
Yeah.
It's a great bit by John Mulaney.
What?
You know what I'm talking about?
No.
The before they were able to run like DNA blood.
Oh,
samples.
yeah.
It's like, Captain, we found a pool of the perpetrator's blood in the hallway. Gross.
Mop it up.
Mop it up. Got to lead all this.
And back to my hunch.
Back to my.
Gross. Mop it up.
Shout out John Mulaney. What else do we got? What other things is she older than, Chris?
She's older than Pooh Bear,
Okay.
Mars bars.
As a company or like the chocolate itself?
Mars bars go on sale for the first time as an 8-year-old Princess Elizabeth might have had appreciated this particular invention. She's alive before BPC television.
Yeah.
Wow.
The 999 police emergency number.
Is this a British
penicillin.
list?
I feel this feels very British.
This is a British list. I'm like,
The Slinky.
sorry about that. Thank you. Sounds good. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Did
Yeah.
you just say yether?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, they're...
You're really bad at taking phone calls.
No, duh. What? Do you know who I am?
We were talking about this earlier. I have a really bad time like hanging up when I'm on a call. Like I don't know how to say bye.
You should see me calling a parent.
Why
That
are
is-
you guys so awkward? I want to continue this list, but I want to get to the things that we're bad at. But
There's not much more interesting on the list. So.
no, not much more. Oh, that's disappointing.
You just don't, like, for me, I never spent time talking to people, like, either on the phone or in person
Or at all.
or at all.
I just don't talk to people.
So then when someone's, like, trying to be, like, quippy or something like that, or on the phone, or, like, yeah, there, or whatever, that guy was like, I was like, I don't know what to say to that, man. Like, what do you want me to...
See, the thing is, I thought you were just kind of like awkward with me, just because like that was your kind of person.
No, I'm natural with you.
And that's the thing that worries me. Is turns out you're at your best self when you're with me, and it goes only downhill from there. And that's
Disheartening.
It's a couple things.
Yeah. Nah, I'm really bad on the phone. Like I just when people are like the ability to just like keep talking is lost on me. People are like, I have to keep, despite, what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
The ability to just like keep talking is like, I'm like, if our conversation's done, it's done. There's no more.
Well, yeah.
That's how I am.
But then you're also bad at putting the period at the end of the conversation.
Well, because I expect them to.
That's not how that works, Evan. If you're done talking,
it is if you wait it long enough.
And that's why it's so uncomfortable, bud.
They will eventually go, okay.
Oh.
I need to hear myself on phone calls.
It's not good, dude. I've heard 2 today, and they were both really bad.
There was one.
Excuse me. I've heard 3 today, and only one of them was acceptable. The second time when he called AAA,
right? Because I was being a Karen at that point.
You were not. That's just concise language. That's how you talk to people.
That's how I be a Karen. As I speak with I was gonna say with concision. That's wrong.
Fair.
That'd be a cool word though. Concision.
Good word. Concision. Concise, precision.
It's not a word, but it conciseness is technically the word. I think
that doesn't feel right. What's the plural of concise?
I'm like, I don't know what that. Not the plural of it. It's like the.
Yeah, conciseness.
Concisiveness or conciseness?
Conciseness.
That's stupid.
Concision is a word though.
Is it really?
It's archaic. Quality of being the state of concise.
Huh.
It's just an old word. I speak in old terms. But the that first call, she said something that was inaudible, and I was just like, "Hello?" I didn't know how to respond to it. So I just was like, let's just try this again.
You hang on to
I reset.
You hang on to so much dead air, and then I stutter. I know what my issues are, but you just wouldn't start the sentence.
Yeah, if I don't fully know what I'm going to say, I don't say it.
Yeah, but you try to. You try to start it, and it's like a delayed rev of the engine. You turn the key, and you're like, yeah, so but it's not like the stuttering that I do. It was very strange.
Hello?
I'm just gonna restart the entire thing.
I didn't know what to do. I was like, I don't know what you said. Maybe you said something that was necessary, but I missed it. So I was just like, let's just try this again.
How do your doctor's appointments go?
Pretty easily.
Really?
Yeah.
I asked because I had an eye appointment earlier.
Yeah.
I could imagine you folding there as well. I'll be honest with you.
No, I have a tendency to be.
That's why you don't like Dutch bros. You're just bad at talking.
Right.
We talked about that.
Yeah, that's exactly why I don't like it. Because they're like,
Hi, how's your day? What are you doing today?
You want to have a conversation with me right now.
You said you don't like
no,
Dutch
I
bros.
don't.
You said you don't like Dutch bros because you don't believe that they're that happy. Turns out
I did not. So hold on.
Yeah, no.
That's not what I said.
Somebody brought it back.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember what episode it was.
That's not what I said.
I feel like that's what you said.
I said I do not. Well, I mean, what I said originally, the first time we ever had this conversation was, I feel like they're the whole Dutch Bros aesthetic of just we're just a happy, go lucky, coffee place is wrong. They're not actually they're not actually going for that. They are going for that. They are doing that.
You feel like it's disingenuous.
But it's why are you doing that?
It's not disingenuous. You just are bad at it.
I don't need someone in my face going, how's your day going? What are you doing today? Shut up.
It's one thing I like about McDonald's drive-thru. It's F you, here's your food.
love a good McDonald's drive-thru. You want fries,
soda.
right? It's breakfast. Why don't want fries? You want fries, right?
I guess.
Quarter pounder with cheese? No. So quarter pounder with cheese.
Out of the fillet of fish. Quarter pound of cheese it is. It's Friday. I'm Catholic. Oh, well.
Just take it off. Take off the patty. You don't.
Just eat the bun then, I guess.
You just get a bun, lettuce, cheese.
What was the one where, I don't remember what exactly they said, but they like ordered something for breakfast and the lady was like,
can I get can I get a blue raspberry slushie? A sausage McMuffin? No, that's not even
remotely close.
None of the syllables are the same. like none of the syllables are the same. But yeah, I love those. I love those interactions. Or they're like, I mean, or the I'm the guy who at the Cane's drive-thru.
Can I also have a small blue raspberry slushie? A sausage McMuffin?
It's just entirely wrong. It's entirely wrong. You just didn't want to hear it. Like, that has to be like when you're working the drive-thru, you just being like, huh? What? What? Oh, she talked. Hold on. Sausage McMuffin.
Hold up. What did homegirl at the drive-thru say when we were at Fajita King? When we pulled up to the window, she turned back to her another employee.
Oh, so we went to Fajita King. We were about to. I handed her the card, and then I handed her the cash or whatever, and she was like, don't talk to me or something like that. It was like
she said something like, "You're not gonna talk to me like that." And then the window closed, and we're like,
was that
what?
For a second, I was like, is that directed at? Because she looked behind her when she said that, but the window was still open, and I was like, was that rude? Was that? Hold on.
What's going on here?
Maybe a bad day, but we'll fix that.
I will jump through this window if you're talking to me like that. I will cut you.
Yeah, it was something to the effect of how about you shut up or so? She said shut up at some point, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
She was super aggressive. So coming super hot at whoever she's working with. Either that food runner or the cook was pissing her off, and she not having it.
Well, the stuff that goes on in there it always looks like there's always a guy. I feel like it's one of the owner's sons. He's just walking around,
useless.
He's an older kid, maybe 16, 17, just walking around, just with this little bowl, Taquache haircut, just what are you doing, man?
Yo, Edgar, go clean the pots.
So it was definitely Edgar.
Oh god.
You say Edgar, and I picture exactly what that was.
You know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
With the black Air Forces,
Está frío, good.
Okay, my god.
I hate those kids.
So you are not from Compton. Don't act like. But yeah, what were we talking about?
Being bad on the phone. Just being bad.
Yeah, no, I just
being bad with most interactions.
No, a Cane's drive-through. I'm the guy who is the anti chicken. Which box are you picking? I want this. Don't.
Bro,
don't ask me questions. I love ordering at a Popeyes. What do you want? Or they're aggressive about it. They're what you want?
Yeah.
What side item? What drink? I pull up.
Anything else? No. Pull up.
I prefer. I like 7-word conversations that I drive through. Love it.
I like them too.
I mean, yeah, I appreciate those as well.
How's your day going? What's up with your what are you doing up today?
Bro, that's literally just called being a nice human being, and you're just angry at it.
They don't care.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't ask me all those questions.
That's a very different circumstance. But if someone just hey man, hope you're having a good day. Thanks, dude. I appreciate that. You too.
What I don't like is when they go, "What are you doing today?" I hate that question.
Because it's scripted too. That's the sad part.
Because I don't know what I'm doing today. That's why I'm getting coffee or energy drink.
Half the time, if it's if I'm getting Dutch Bros on a Saturday, it's because I'm planning on doing nothing that day. I'm buying a medium iced coffee with a ton of sugar in it. Like I'm planning on sitting on my couch today. Like I'm not. This isn't energy. Like
I'm drinking this.
This is ice cream. Like you don't wake up, drink a solid cup of ice cream, and just go, I'm trying to go take over the world today. No, Hitler never had ice cream.
Yeah, the real drugs. Hopped up on cocaine and no, liquid cocaine. That's what it was.
Really?
Yeah, he was shooting up liquid cocaine.
He also put sugar in his wine.
It's the only reason why Italy stayed in the war. Is because Mussolini wanted to pull out, and then Hitler was like, "Cool, man, I'll be there in a little bit, and we're gonna talk."
We're gonna talk. Imagine getting that call from Hitler. Imagine like if they had what's it called, caller ID back in those days, and you just get Adolf like on your phone.
This isn't good.
Adolf, little black, and it's like a little black square for a mustache emoji.
But yeah, he came and talked at Mussolini for 6 hours. until
Screamed at him.
Until Mussolini agreed to continue with the war.
God, that man, he is a full-blown monster.
What a man. Truly impressive.
But yeah, so I'm not Hitler, so I'm like,
Yeah.
There was a solid population that were like, this is not good.
Did they do anything
I
about
side
it?
with those people.
Did they do anything?
Nope. And all
right.
it takes for evil to thrive is a good man to do nothing. Poetry. I don't know who said that. Who said that?
That's a good line, though.
Can you look up a good man to do nothing? I want to know who said that so I can quote them.
The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. A quote falsely attributed to Edmund Burke. So who actually? I didn't know who actually.
I don't like that. You know who didn't say it? Edmund Burke.
John Stuart Mill. Apparently is the first.
Yeah, that guy. That classic guy.
In 1867.
Damn. 1867.
Yeah.
Only one of us in this room would be a free person.
Incorrect. Where did the Civil War end? You don't know, do you?
I don't.
1865.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. When was Juneteenth?
1869. No, no.
I think it was 69.
69, yeah.
Yep.
So.
Suck on it.
Not from here, though. Well, New Orleans. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still south.
S'mores.
Maybe 68. Like, I don't.
News travels west, so.
So yeah, so maybe 68. So I'm still good.
I mean, you weren't even here yet.
Yeah, my timeline is a little iffy. So what are you inept at, Chris?
What?
What are you inept at?
What are you not smart at?
I just had brain fart. I have no idea what you're talking about.
So, like
I can't talk on the phone.
He's bad talking on the phone. Well documented all my pitfalls as a human. Like, I don't understand how most things work. The whole brain damage thing. I refuse to buy things that I need, but will buy things that I need.
But you want a fryer. A car that runs.
Car that runs, questionable. A better kitchen, 100%.
So
we're.
What are you bad at?
We already know that you were not traveled and refuse to try new things, but
Yeah, I try new stuff. It's gotta be my idea.
No offense, but like whenever you said I try new stuff, I pictured you like getting like some spicy mayonnaise like on like a thing. Like no offense, that's just what I pictured.
I
pictured
spicy.
You
I was
with
just
like horseradish.
no, I was just like,
Oh, I tried horseradish one time. Like, the HEB was.
I would have loved this story.
So we're at HEB in Levitt because me and needed groceries, and
Yep.
in the HEB there's a barbecue restaurant.
Yeah.
So we got lunch there before we did our grocery shopping, and then while we were sitting there eating, they announced the sample plate is sampling steak
Nice.
for the thing. I was like, cool, we'll go swing by there and pick us a sample thing of steak before we start. So I go over there, and it's like a garlic horseradish or whatever sauce on the steak.
Oof.
I'm like, never tried this before. Ate it, and yeah, I almost threw up.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of horseradish.
Horseradish is.
Mia was like, oh, it's really good, and I was like, mm-hmm. And then as we walked away, she was like, I really liked it. I was like, mm-mm.
It's like a sour onion mess. I can't stand it.
It's rough. Most of
Are we still on the recording on the? Okay.
Most of the wasabi at sushi joints is just like green dyed horseradish.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Wasabi is mad expensive.
What is it like a? Is it like a plant or like a pea?
Wasabi?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a plant.
Okay.
Very similar to that. So it's a root.
Mm.
Turmeric, ginger, that type of.
Say that again.
Turmeric.
Say the second syllable.
Turmeric.
Say the second syllable.
Rick.
Wrong.
You know what I was going for. Tub.
There's an R in it.
What are you saying, mayor?
Turmeric. Turmeric.
It's myrrh.
Turmeric?
It's myrrh.
Myrrh.
It's not turmeric. Turmeric.
Turmeric.
It's like
I'll put money on this.
it's like pretty definitive.
I'll put $100.
Look up an Indian person saying turmeric. That's where it's from. I'm
Equally
gonna,
racist. Yep.
I cut that part out.
No, because I was saying, like, I thought the same thing. Like, I'm only gonna believe an Indian dude.
Great
saying,
minds.
What are you doing? Go to YouTube and just be like Indian dude saying turmeric.
Or spices, or like Indian spices, or whatever.
Oh, she's.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, I don't believe the Google lady.
I mean, what does the?
Well, this says turmeric. Turmeric.
It's not It's not turmeric.
Go to YouTube. Type in Indian guy saying Indian spices.
Turmeric. Turmeric.
Yeah, you're trying to make it Mexican. It's not Mexican.
Turmeric. 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 It's like a. I don't follow him on TikTok, but there's a guy that he reviews like chai recipes. I've never had chai tea before. I had matcha for the first time. Matcha's pretty good.
Good matcha.
I forgot
is
your
really
mug.
good. Huh?
I forgot your mug. I'll bring it. What?
Indian guy calls KSI the N-word.
Jesus.
Not quite what we're looking for here, but all right.
We will watch it, but
You want to watch it?
no.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to find that. Oh, how to pronounce turmeric? Or whatever.
This is not how to pronounce turmeric, folks. This is an ad for Old Spice.
Shout out Old Spice. Make it a comeback.
Fargo.
Make it a
Are
comeback
they?
with the best commercials.
Did you see the lawsuit for?
We are looking at how to pronounce the name of this flowering plant, also known as curcuma longa of the ginger family, the roots of which is used as a spice in cooking, and often this is a main spice in a curry mix. So how do you go about pronouncing the name of this spice? Simply turmeric, 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 turmeric spice, turmeric.
But we're glad we didn't put money on this.
So you're
Akash
gonna watch
said
the ending,
turmeric.
dude?
Akash Singh,
Yeah.
he's not definitive.
He's the only Indian that I know.
You should know more Indians. How many Indians do you know?
Dude. Do I have an Indian person in my life right now? I don't think I have an Indian person in my life right now.
Let's do it like 2 bears. Just FaceTime. Is this an aggressive move? Just FaceTiming someone out of the blue?
Depends on the person.
Like if you went into your phone and played just like roulette, just like boom,
Yeah.
FaceTime that person.
Well, I've had the same number since 2007.
Same.
So I have well over 1,000 contacts. So playing roulette.
You didn't delete any of them?
Nah.
That's surprising.
I don't
get
have
it.
the constitution to delete people. That takes too much time and effort. Because then I got to think about you and your worth in my life.
Oh no, I don't think about them at all.
Well, I'm so like, but
I'm also a monster.
at this point, we're 15 years in, and it's like, am I gonna really go through all 1,000 people and sit there and be like, nope, I haven't talked to you in 2 years. Delete.
Yeah, all those like numbers you just like got for like
Nah. All right, let's play some roulette.
it's like girls you met and you're just like, or just kids from middle school. You're just like, I don't need your number anymore. I haven't talked to you in 10 years.
Yeet.
And stop.
Let's see. I got future Dr. Blake Bridges. Weldon. That was the guy I was thinking of earlier. Kevin Bro. Don't know who that is. Nikki's brother. Jenna Buick.
But okay, here's my thing
Buick.
with like contacts. If I don't know your first and last name, I really don't need your number.
That's how I am too. If I see your name and I have no emotional of like, oh yeah, or whatever, it's gone.
Yeah, like I don't need your number. If I don't know like if I don't know you as a person, I don't need your number. Like what do
But
you?
yeah, that's what I'm bad at. My thing is I'm bad at talking too.
Yeah, that's,
Makes sense.
That's kind of too
People
expected.
like, you ask me how I'm doing. It's just I'm good. That's it. I don't care to ask you back because I don't care.
Like, tell me if you've experienced this before. If someone like the tow truck guy, he was playing with us and was like, "Oh yeah, it'll cost you the same. It'll be $400." It didn't cost us anything. AAA, love it. But it was like it's gonna be $400. Doing a joke. I got it, but I was like, it's not funny. So I was like, oh, that's when I get awkward. Like, is that?
See, and I would have just been like, insurance said they got it.
Why?
You just tell him, and like that's what I think is like just the logical answer. Just like
When it comes to like y'all and like people I know and friends, I'll like get the jokes and stuff. But if it's other people and they try to like make jokes and stuff, it's like, no.
there's this new it's a spin-off of Big Mouth. It's called Human Resources on Netflix.
Is it good?
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
But it follows like the whole like the hormone monsters and all that stuff. And there's this new character played by Randall Park. He's called Logic Rock or something. He's just a guy that's just like super logical. He's just like, yeah, you should just do that. Like he has conversations with people where they're like being all like, like, oh, I really love this person and I want to do this thing. He's just like, that's dumb. Like it makes no like logistically that makes zero sense why you would do that. When people try to like play around with me and quit with me and stuff like that, I'm like, this doesn't make any sense.
You guys are the worst kind of people.
I actually have
I'm sorry to tell
an
you.
example.
You pull out charts. And just
So, at work we go to the Sefco down here on Airport, the big one.
Yeah.
We go there for breakfast because they got the kolaches and
Yeah.
you can get
Yeah.
burritos and stuff. Well, there's a girl there who works at the counter, and one day I went and got to pay for everything, and she goes, "We got to stop meeting like this." I said, "Okay," and said,
oh. That is the correct response. There's nothing wrong with what you said.
There's everything wrong with what you said.
No, what he said was truthful, though.
I said okay, and I inserted my card.
That stuff was truthful. Oh man, they say every bit of comedy has a little bit of truth in it. That was all truth. That was the like okay.
I didn't know what to say. Like I never had that before, so it's just like, cool.
Oh.
And then I went to a different register.
Oh my God.
And then she was like, "Oh, so you didn't like come into mine?" And I was like, "What?" She was open first.
You said you wanted to stop being. Oh.
And now it's like a fight between the two cashiers on if I get there or not. And I get there and they're like looking at me smiling. I'm like,
Howdy. It's called banter, Chris.
I don't have that.
Apparently not.
Are you on the mic still?
Yes. I just screamed at it. All right. Sorry, Mom and Dad, for yelling at your ears. But
Yeah, I'm gonna have to compress the heck out of this one.
yeah. Oh well. All right.
Yeah, I don't have the banter of.
Yeah,
I don't get that.
Yeah, witty banter is a struggle for the socially awkward. Like it's
I didn't realize how awkward both
Okay.
of y'all were.
What would you say though if you went to like the cashier and it's like
And what did she say again?
she said we got to stop meeting like this.
All right, let me get into
hold
it.
on. Triple D has called me. Hold
Oh
on.
my God.
Hello.
The issue is too is she kind of looks like a trans.
Hello?
Like it's hard to tell,
Hello.
but
Hello.
Yeah, see, this is awkward. Why do you say hello like that?
hello, like what? How are you supposed to say hello?
You managed to say hello like ready to receive somebody every time.
Are you not supposed to?
How do you take a phone call?
After the first time, it's like
Like pick up your phone. Like all right, I'm gonna call your phone, okay?
Right.
I'm not gonna literally call your phone because we're on like all right, I call your phone.
hello.
It's the same way. It's the same way.
Oh, you did not listen to what I said. I said
Hello?
after the first one, it's no longer the same. Like I'm ready
Why
to
are we doing
receive
this?
information. I don't know. I committed to the.
I still like to like
Hello. Hello. I see. I can't even do it 2 times the same way, but you managed to do it 5 times the same way
3.
instead of 5. So
That's probably why I want to live in a van. Speaking of which, I was watching this video of like the top 10 reasons like why living in a van sucks, and one of them was like you feel like an outcast because you're out by yourself and like away from everybody. I'm like, perfect.
Well, here now, so my
Sounds like the dream.
She was like listing all the stuff. I'm like, this sounds amazing. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that whole I don't know, just the talking on the phone thing, man. I don't.
But still, how would you?
I'm trying to
Yeah,
think.
like
so
how do you banter with like?
we got to stop meeting like this because usually that's a line that I would say. So I'm trying to think of like what the counter line to that.
Yeah, well, why are you saying that though?
This is the same situation. Like I would say that to a cashier.
What makes it more awkward is like the guys that I work with also go to this convenience store, and then they see like these people trying to like.
It's
Fight.
just it's 7 a.m, Chris. Nobody
Yeah, like
wants to be
8:30.
alive. And you just like they're just trying to wake up. They're trying to get some energy going, and they're just like.
That's why I'm at
This guy
Sevco
seems-
for coffee, and then this girl's like, "Oh, we gotta stop meeting like this," and I'm like, "I got nothing."
Just the silence. See, that's what I would do. Is
Insert chip.
I mean, it's better than you mean me at my job, or I don't know.
No, she's gonna ask what you do though.
Yeah,
I don't-
that's the point. It's a conversation starter. If it's somebody that you see more than once in a week, they become
Acquaintance.
an acquaintance. Thank you. I was gonna say
Yeah, I don't have
colleague,
that.
and that's
It's
not
like
correct.
Purely
you're just the
transactional.
person I see at the gas station, and that's it.
That's so impersonal.
Because it is.
I'm friends with. If I meet you more than 3 times, by the 3rd time, we're friends.
Now, if I go to a restaurant and I get the same waiter, and like I see the same people,
It's the same thing.
That's different.
It's the same thing.
That's different for me. Like it's like, oh, I've seen you a lot of times. Like I gave
Right.
you good tips and everything, and like,
Well, even then, like, there's one girl, Fajita King. She knows my order for lunch. I get the same thing. She's like, you can hear it in the tone of my voice. Also, I'm the one person that orders breakfast in the middle of the day. She's like, oh yeah, drive up. I already know how much it costs. I'm like, how's it going? Good. All right. Thank you. Bye. That's all the interaction I need. I don't need any. I don't need anything more than that. That's.
And I've tried to be the person where it's like, oh, doing the banter stuff. I don't like it. I tried it. I don't like it.
I don't like it.
I went to Dutch Bros and they said, oh, how are you doing? Like, what are you doing today? And I like tried to make the conversation with that. Couldn't do
It's
it.
not that hard. They asked me that question. I'm like, just got done teaching at the middle school. I'm about to go teach at the high school. They're like, oh, what do you teach? I'm a band director. That's awesome. I used to do music too, man.
See, I don't want to hear that story. I used to play clarinet. Shut up. Shut up.
Your last chair.
I don't care about your used to life. That was before. Well, what about now?
God, y'all are so.
Oh no! Like, trust me. I know I am a killjoy to those people when they are just when they are so cheery and they want to be quippy and like, hey, like stop.
That's also okay. This makes a lot of sense on why you're really bad at analogies and completing stories is because you don't know how to elongate a conversation.
I'm horrible at storytelling.
Yeah.
Every time you go for analogy, you start with, it's so quippy and so.
That's why I write it down. That's why I write it down. Like
Yeah, you know how you work on that muscle to where you can do it without writing down?
don't need to.
Banter.
Don't need to.
Go get a coding job. Jesus Christ.
I think I was reading this book and it was talking about how like our minds are wired for storytelling. Like that's just human nature. I'm like, I don't have that.
He's like, mine's just wired a little differently.
Both of y'all's mind are wired to be
It's just straightforward. Just
the watch. You're both the watch. Like perimeter, stand there.
Neither of us have seen Game of Thrones. I know this is a Game of Thrones reference, but
Not really, just in general. Just like any survival aspect of thing, there's people just standing guard, just like watching as everybody else is, like enjoying themselves and living life. There's people just on the perimeter, just like.
all right, shifts over. All right, cool. I mean, that does sound. You pay me six figures. I do that. I do that. That sounds great. You tell me I gotta stand in place for 4 hours, dude.
I've thought about it too. I think one thing that helps is like I'm very okay with myself. Not like okay, like I like myself and like I'm friends with myself.
Yeah.
So like when I'm by myself or I'm just not talking about it, like I'm fine in my head.
Yeah, I mean, same. I've spent $100 on myself at dinner. Like I'm very comfortable being by myself, but when you're by yourself, like you should allow yourself to invite other people into what.
Sorry, I didn't mean for that to be as visceral of it.
That was such a very pointed feeling.
And I felt the same way.
Like I'm picturing like whatever you go eat. Well, I've eaten with you before.
Yeah.
Very much so interacting with the waiter and like, hey, I'm like like jabs and all that stuff. And meanwhile, I'm just like, I want this. Can you bring me that? You get money if you do. That's the kind of interaction I desire.
Oh my god.
It's like,
I hate it here.
That's how I'm too.
I would like this.
You don't even say anything. You just point to the menu.
Everything's a Mexican joint to you. Just number 13. Double rice. Thank you. No pico.
no beans. Just very simple. Just with this, no beans. Sweet tea. You cool with that? All right, great. Bring it to me. I'll eat it. At the end, you give me a check. Love it.
That makes me sad. Dude.
See, that's what I love going to like breakfast like early in the morning when they're like still trying to wake up as they serve you. They're just like, here. Great, thank you. Here's your money. So that's it. That's it. I
The
love it.
furthest I go out of my way to talk is, can I get some Tabasco sauce?
See, I go for Cholula, but
Dude, it's literally like, hey man, what's going on? What's your name again? Oh, nice to meet you, Scott. Yeah, man, it's my first time being here. Is there anything you specifically would recommend?
sorry, this whole every word you're saying is making my like it is hurting me. Like it is hurting me.
Oh my god. I hate it here.
I already know your name because they said it when they were like, "Hi, I'm this. I'm this."
That's why I said. Sorry, say that for me again. So that way I can remember it. All right, it's called techniques of meeting people.
I already know they said it.
All right. God, I hate because again, this also makes a lot of sense. Neither of you guys were ever waiters. You were never bartenders. You never
Yeah,
served
no.
everybody. So when everybody's just like, you're like, hey, I hate
Oh,
you,
that-
and I
no,
want to
that's-
punch
that's
you.
disrespectful.
Like, I want to kick you in the throat.
Well, see, yeah, that's yeah, I don't call out to them. I'm like, whenever they're walking,
Yeah,
by,
if they're
I'm
walking
like,
by, like,
also,
hey,
if
can I-
also if you'd raise your hand at me, I want to bully you.
So what's the in between?
Raise your hand as in what? Like a teacher?
Like,
Like, what do you just
how
like?
do you teach?
Yeah, when people raise their hand at me, I'd like.
So if I were to be like, hey, excuse me, can I get a...
Hey, you say excuse me, like, and then like, you can flag them down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. But if you're just like,
Oh no, that's weird. That's,
Yeah,
no.
that's too much.
See, I love the European way of doing like restaurants where they like the waiters don't like come up to you all the time and they're like, "How's your meal? Like, how's it going over here?" Like, if I need you, I will ask for you.
Speaking of which, we went to this restaurant in Lubbock, and the girl was our waiter. She was nice and everything, but she like super outdid that. Every time she passed by our table, it was like, "Y'all need anything? You need like, you need anything? Like, you good?" It was like every 2 minutes.
Well, because some of them, it's like, you know, if you do that, you get better
it's
tips.
called the service industry. Yeah.
I get it,
which
but,
is
like-
awful. Like,
Like, you were just here a minute ago, and we said we were good.
like what's going
Like, we're
on?
halfway done with our food now.
I shouldn't say what's going on in your brain, but like what's going on in your brain whenever you're doing that is you're trying to get more money. But like,
Yeah.
There's a point where it just like you're stuffing your mouth and every minute.
I mean, I didn't always verbally say it back in the day, but as I was walking by, I'd make contact with somebody, be like, "We good?" No?
See, and I appreciate that.
yeah, I'm fine with that. Like,
Yeah.
everything good?
The first from dropping the food off, I'll hit you with like,
It's like that like 4 or 5 minute like walk by. I'm cool with that. That 5 minute, just like, good. All right.
yeah, within the
awesome.
first 5, I'll run by like 3 times. Mm-hmm. It's like, everybody good? Refills? Everything food
Tabasco.
straight? Yeah. You need some Tabasco? All right. And then I come back to Tabasco. Anybody else need anything?
Water.
You need some water over here? Anybody else need some refills? Bop, bop, bop. We good? And then I'm done.
Yeah.
Then I'll hit you back, halfway through the meal. Refills?
Yeah, refills. Yeah. It's just, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff. Just that whole like conversation you were having, just like, what's your name? Oh yeah, okay, cool. Well, what do you like here?
Dude, I talk to everybody. I talk literally every restaurant. Unless it's an Asian joint, and in which case I'm just like
I'm not as bad as some people I know, and I have to order DoorDash for like everything, but like, I'm not that like.
Yeah, that person makes me sad. I don't know who you're talking about.
You know who I'm talking about?
Sad.
No, she doesn't order DoorDash for everything, but a lot of things she orders.
If she could, she would, and that's what makes me sad.
It's gonna be really bad when I start going on like hikes and stuff. Whenever I eventually start traveling and I meet people, and I'm like, "Oh, what are you doing over here?" Like, oh, "I'm just hiking."
You sound like a serial killer.
That's what I'm saying. Both of y'all just sound like serial killers, bro. Like you have to have some interactions with people, or else they think you're gonna want to kill them.
I'm just out in the woods, just walking. Just walking in the woods.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize I strolled up on a sociopath.
But that's why I got Mia, because she's a talker, and I can just step behind.
I mean, barely. She doesn't like people.
See,
Well, no, but she can talk to people.
oddly enough, I'm the talker in the relationship, which is not good.
Not good.
It's not good.
Not good. Nobody is getting the mashed potatoes fixed in that relationship.
No, I fix stuff. Like if I have to like fix stuff, if something's wrong, then But if you want to banter with me, like
that is one thing that I don't like going out eating with parents, is because like if something's wrong and it's like a minor thing that's wrong, and I'm like, oh, this is supposed to be this. It's like it's whatever.
Yeah.
The parents are like, hey, excuse me, this needs to be. I'm like, bruh, like
if it's no pickles, and you put pickles on, I'm like, all right.
Yeah, that's a take the pickles off situation.
Yeah.
But it has now been like 3 times where I've gone to restaurants. And again, it's because I am prepared to spend a lot of money. Mm-hmm. So because of that, I expect...
If you order $100 food, it should be a $100 meal.
Exactly. It should be $100 quality, right? So like this last time when we were in New Orleans, went to this place, everybody's food came out, taking way too long. Ticket times are a big issue with me. I know how ticket times work.
Yeah.
Unless you're at like a fine dining establishment, nothing is taking longer than 15 minutes. And 15 minutes is pushing it.
Yeah.
So if you take longer than 15 minutes, I have an issue with you. And then if you take over 15 minutes and then the food comes out wrong, I've got an even further issue with you. Especially when I'm spending $38 for a steak and I ask for it to be medium rare and it is well done.
Spent $38 on a steak?
I didn't, because I was like, hey, Bubba, hey, come here. Yeah, cool. I need to talk to you.
See, I spent $52 on a steak recently.
and then I'm like, hey, man, what's your name?
Cost a lot.
No, Kevin? Kevin, nice to meet you, Kevin. All right, man. So everybody else's food is great.
This is trash.
But I ordered my steak medium rare. And like, I stuck my fork in it and I pulled it up. And I just kind of gestured to it, and the homie's like, that's maybe medium well. I'm like, yeah, that's medium well done. He's like, yeah, that's not good. I'm like, no, it's not. So
yeah, it's not.
I'm not going to pay $38 for this.
Right.
And he's like, okay, would you want me to reflash it? Want me to get you a new steak? What's up? And I'm like, well, seeing as though everybody else is already done with their meal.
Reflash it.
Like redo it.
Oh, okay.
Expedite it, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no. Let me just get this thing, $15. We'll call it even because, I'm still going to pay for something. I sat here.
Yeah.
Get something. But then I ended up getting food poisoning from that place anyways, too. So that was...
Same thing when I went up to Illinois, so don't judge me for this, but...
Oh, yeah.
The fact that you went to a Mexican restaurant in Illinois is...
Yeah, I was surprised when you were.
Oh, I sent that
It's
picture.
a bad
Yeah.
move.
Yeah.
You gotta know. where
That
you're
wasn't
at.
us. That was the parents. They were just. These are
You gotta talk to
places
parents
we
about
go
it.
to.
See, if you're better at banter, you'd be able to convince people not to go to eat trash places.
all the food we went to there was just
But, like,
god awful.
Where do you like go to in Illinois? That isn't like Chicago.
It wasn't even Chicago. It was 2 hours from Chicago. It was
Right,
Quad
it's
Cities.
like-
Yeah, no. So then you get Italian food or French dips.
Anyways, so we went to 2 different breakfast diners. I mean, you can't really mess up breakfast food, but I got a
Oh, you
skillet.
can though.
I got a skillet at the first one because I love skillets.
Skillets
for
are
breakfast.
solid.
And then at the second one, I didn't really want a skillet, but I didn't like the regular breakfast, so I got
Yeah.
a steak, eggs, and hash browns.
No.
And asked for it medium rare, and it came out like a medium to medium well. And so I like cut into it, and I was like, oh, I guess they cook it different up here. And that was it. And
He said
Yes, they cook it different up here.
we're at a higher latitude, so
actually, I looked it up, and there's the same elevation here as here.
no, like a higher up on
the-
on the planet. So it's different.
They're further away from the equator.
Oh,
Yeah, so that means that the steak's different. Yeah, that makes sense. That checks out.
The fact I couldn't find a single barbecue place up there.
Yeah, no, barbecue doesn't exist outside. Well, once you get past,
Missouri,
I was about to say which one's higher, Kansas or Missouri?
Missouri,
Missouri.
Yeah. And then
probably
Missouri
Kansas.
is questionable.
Missouri. Yeah, Missouri barbecue.
It's Kansas, Missouri, and then Illinois.
Missouri's okay.
Yeah,
Barbecue.
Missouri's okay. Kansas is good. Kentucky's good.
I need to
it
try
was
like
just-
some South Carolina barbecue. Like that.
All the
Pork.
all the places we went to eat was
Sauce.
bad. And
Yeah, that fried tamale, whatever nonsense.
So-
that was disgusting.
Yeah,
It
describe
was-
that to the people.
so first off, when we went to this Mexican restaurant, we wanted flautas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't find it on the menu. Got told, oh, the equivalent to that is fried enchiladas.
Oh, fried enchiladas. Excuse me.
See, that should have been your first, like, the fact that they didn't have flautas, like, it should have been your first.
Oh yeah,
like,
no, I knew it as soon like we didn't have to go to the restaurant. I knew going to a Mexican
Sorry,
restaurant up there was
sorry.
gonna be
Pause.
terrible.
I don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah,
Were the chips and salsa free?
yeah.
Okay.
Was it called, like, El Mexicanos? Like,
I don't even remember. I don't remember what the name was.
I'm trying to figure out how much of a...
Here's a PSA. If you ever go to a Mexican restaurant and the chips and salsa ain't free, leave.
Yeah, I was like, where are they charging? I've never
Leave.
been to one.
Just leave.
Actually, I didn't pay, so I don't know if they were free or not.
They probably weren't. I'm gonna be honest with you. But you're not allowed to go to a Mexican restaurant and pay for chips and salsa. If
Yeah.
you do,
Chips and
those
salsa
are white people.
Are implied.
So, anyways, Mia orders these fried enchiladas because she wanted flautas, and
It does make sense, to an extent.
Same thing.
A flauta, corn tortilla rolled in chicken, fried. Enchilada, corn tortilla rolled with chicken. You fry it. Should be the same thing.
Yeah.
so picture flauta and triple that size. That's how big they were, and there's 3 of them.
Almost like a chimichanga.
There's cheese covering the whole thing, like a burrito covered in queso. However, when she got it, I looked at the cheese and I was like, that cheese looks fake. Like that looks like play cheese.
Like a slice of
And she
Velveeta.
goes, I bet I could peel this off. And so she takes her fork and literally peels the cheese off the fried enchilada. And then when she finished, there was just a turd of cheese.
She finished the enchiladas?
Yeah. Well, she finished 2 of them. I ate the other one. We took the cheese all the way off,
Are they
though.
good?
They're okay.
Bro, you putting government cheese on my enchiladas. I ain't eating it.
Well, we peeled it off.
You put it on there. So I can't trust
It's on
what's
the
inside
plate.
it
It's on the
either.
plate. I can't.
I couldn't get over the fact that I said, like, I bet you could peel that off. And she literally just, she peeled the cheese off like, it wasn't even stuck to it. It was a very unsettling feeling.
That makes
Or
me
look.
angry.
I just got tacos.
Safe bet.
Steak, fajita steak.
Did your waiter say tacos?
Oh,
No.
you got the tacos.
There's also no Mexican people in the restaurant.
That's
Again.
that's a concern.
But we're in Illinois.
Because like you would think that if it was a good place, any like Hispanic person like in the area would be like,
Would be
I'm
there.
gonna go eat there.
Yeah.
Not that you
Another
have
thing
to
too
eat.
is we were driving through the city when we first got there. And I was looking around. I was like, "There's not that many restaurants up here." And they're like, "All those places we just passed are restaurants." I was like,
Ooh.
"That's not a good look."
It's not a good look.
Well, see, here's what I learned. So we went to Oklahoma City last week, and people have a different perception of what is good based on where they live.
Correct.
Like, people were like, oh, this steakhouse is like the best one ever. Their bread, top notch. Their sides.
Texas Roadhouse.
Right. Their sides are amazing. The steaks, really, really good. We went there.
Maybe a step up from Longhorn.
Extremely expensive. Maybe a step up from Longhorn.
Yeah.
Had the jalapeno. Number one, the bread. People were saying it's the best bread ever. Trash. Trash bread.
Of course
It
it
was
was.
awful. Like it was that kind of like, it was like if you got like a sourdough loaf from like HEB. Like they warmed it up and were like, here. It was so. It was so mid. It's just like really.
That is one thing that I do appreciate from this generation. That expression is so good.
Mid, yeah.
It's mid. Because everybody says it the same way. It's
Right.
like they mid.
It's better than what I used to say, intensely mediocre. But it's like,
Yeah, absolutely. Mediocre is my favorite word.
but like they had. So here's the sad part: is they had. It was really expensive. Should not have been that much money, but they had. Think about this at a fancy steakhouse, like classy, jalapeno bacon mac and cheese.
No,
No, that's a Texas Roadhouse side.
Right.
that's not a Texas Roadhouse side. They don't even put jalapenos in it. You don't put jalapenos in mashed potatoes. What are we talking
No,
about?
Macaroni.
mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese.
Yeah, jalapeno bacon mac and cheese.
Yes, so that's trash.
Still, yeah, it was like
I'd eat it.
it was.
It can be done right, but
it was really okay.
Again, I expect that at a southern food truck.
You also expect like sliced jalapenos in that, right?
Yeah.
Nah, it was like a juice.
So there's no actual jalapeno in it.
Nah, it was like a juice. Yeah, you want to repeat that again? I can say the exact same way. You know I'm
please
good at
stop.
that.
Please stop. I'm angry. I'm gonna go punch my fridge real
It
quick.
was super weird. It was like if you take like the like pickle jalapenos and you like got rid of all the jalapenos and just used the juice and like a bechamel. I was like, there's like little flecks of jalapeno dust in there, whatever the frick it is. Like it was like, what is this?
That makes me so angry.
And I ordered filet mignon. I was like, this is the first filet mignon I've ever had. It was so. People were like, this is the best steakhouse like in Oklahoma City. I was like,
Remind me to never come back to Oklahoma City.
No. Oklahoma has a really good food scene.
Oh, I bet.
there's some. I
You
saw.
got unfortunately, it's one of those. It's one of those ones where it's not an established food scene,
Right.
So where you can just be like, oh, no matter where you go, it's gonna be great. It's like no. We've got like two places that like we got like two steakhouses that you should go to. We got this one Italian joint. If you go over on the east side, it's on the back of a restaurant. That place, yeah.
Unfortunately, like my TikTok figured out, like the foodie TikTok or whatever, figured out that I was in Oklahoma the night we were leaving. Like we were already done eating and everything. We gotten back to our Airbnb, and then it was like, oh yeah, there's all these cool food spots in Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
I was like, well, thanks.
Oh no.
Good to know. I'm gonna have McDonald's in the morning and leave. Good to know. Thanks.
We did go to one average place up there. It was called 11th Hour. It was a bar and grill.
Average price.
All the burgers was a mix of brisket and pork rib
Ooh.
grounded
Sounds
into a patty. It sounds weird at first, but when I tried it, the patty's actually really good. It's pretty good.
I'm interested how they make that.
What do you mean? Like how they prepare it? Like
Yeah.
because you have to cook it well.
So I'm thinking they've got to be like a smoked par cook.
Right.
Get the bones out the ribs.
Yeah.
Get the brisket soft enough to chop up, but not cooked enough to where it settles. Huh? That's interesting.
Yeah, because that'd be something you have you smoke it, get it pretty close, form it to a patty, sear it real fast. And
Well,
then,
there had to have been some fat in there. I'm sorry.
Probably.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Because those aren't like. There's no combining agents.
those don't congeal.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting though.
The burger place is kind of like Bird Creek, just like
Okay.
an average burger spot, but
Decent toppings.
yeah. The fries are pretty good. It was the double fried.
Double fried. Got to be double fried. I think it's got to be double fried, and then you also need to freeze them between. I think that's the move.
You gotta brine them.
Yes. I thought that was established. I apologize.
Like freeze the.
You clean them, brine them.
Oh, I thought you meant freeze the potato
Yes. Clean, brine, fry, freeze, fry.
to keep the crisp.
Yeah.
You just gotta hope that whatever fry talk. Whatever.
A French fry is important, bro. It's baffling that McDonald's is so good. It used to be so good because it was fried in beef fat. By the way,
Oh no.
yeah, bro. 80s McDonald's, no rules, baby. Come on now.
Still taking cash back then.
Still taking cash.
We still take cash now, but
Yeah, but
it's different. Remember when McDonald's had salads?
remember the shake salads?
God.
I think it was called what do they call it?
Can you look up McDonald's salads? I forget what those were.
And it just came in like a 20-ounce cup.
McDonald's shake salad.
Yeah, like
It was like a mix something.
McShake.
McSalad shakers.
McSalad shakers. Yeah, close enough.
McSalad shakers. What a gem.
McSalad shakers.
Yep.
God,
Beautiful.
And Garden Chef and grilled chicken Caesar.
that was back when they were doing like parfaits and stuff. They were really into that health kick.
Yeah, that's when the wraps came out.
Yeah, never had one of those.
I had a couple.
Yeah, I think we were still in like middle school, high school, right?
That was middle school for me.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I was still doing Mighty Kids meals stuff. I was so proud when I got the Mighty Kids meal for the first time. Big boy!
I get 3 tenders.
You remember
instead
being
of
11
2.
and being like, I'm a big kid now?
I don't remember my childhood.
Okay.
I do. And then every year you age, you look back and you're like, oh, that was stupid.
Right.
And now you do the same thing, but you're like, I'm not getting any better. What are we doing here?
I think I've mentioned this on the podcast. There was one time I was at a YMCA and we were all like arguing about something in this big group, and I said, I was trying to say inane drivel, but I said inane dribble, like a basketball, and I meant it. Like I meant it hard. And then the counselor was like, what did you just say? And he didn't clarify me. Like he didn't like, I just was like, yep, I said that. And it was just like,
I don't understand what the context was for you needing to say that as an 11-year-old.
because they were 12. I was like 12 or 13 or something like that. It was in middle school. But I was, they were just arguing, they were just yelling at each other about stupid stuff. Like I was just like, and I was the prick that would say, this is really inane dribble, like a moron. Like, it's like, wow. But hey, that's growing up. You just learn stuff.
As time goes, yeah.
We all had thoughts that were just entirely wrong. And now we can't talk to people. Or we don't remember
You
the
can't
past.
talk to people. I talk very eloquently, and I'm very good at speaking. However,
How's your car?
I don't have a car, and I have a speech impediment. So, God has jokes.
Balance. God has jokes. Title?
Beautiful.